how big you are on the island.
It's quite a unique winery for Malta.
Have you ever failed in your business?
I invest a lot of time in building relationships with people. Definitely one of our recent proud projects we have. At 15 I started doing web design and branding.
How do you trust your team?
No one really is trusting 100%, so it takes time.
It's important to have a lawyer if you have a company. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today I have a special guest who has multiple business in Malta. We will learn much from him, and also he will share some business strategy ideas, how to start your business, how to continue your business, how to be in the business, especially in sacrificing period or some tough times. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Let's go. So for those who don't know you, please introduce yourself, who you are, what you do for work.
Cool. So I'm Joeaby Vassallo. I'm an architect by profession, and I'm also leading a project within iPlace itself called the Golden Glitch.
How did you start for that business?
So with iPlace, we started as a group of friends, and today we have an architectural design studio. So we wanted to create a platform where we can meet these other like-minded Mediterranean designers and showcase their work and also learn from them.
That's good. So you mentioned about your business partners and also about your business. Who are your clients, or how big you are on the island, or maybe even abroad you have clients someone?
So at the moment we're still mostly focused in Malta. Before COVID struck, we actually had clients in China, Beijing, and this was through workshops.
Tell me about your current project, or recently you finished and it was your one of the best projects.
Yeah, so definitely one of our recent and most proud projects we have. It's the food court at the Malta International Airport that's been completed last December. Okay, and now we're actually working on this place. It's the winery, Malta Winery. We are helping him relocate the wine tasting area into another part of the estate, and we're also working with a couple of high-end residential projects that involve component of heritage, component of digital fabrication, component of sustainability. So there's quite a lot going, but I think the most innovative one is the one here of the winery.
Oh, nice. So you mentioned about Mark and his winery business. How did you find Mark? Or Mark, maybe you can talk about him. How did you find each other?
I can't say that he found me or I found him. I believe that his resonance made a parallel with my resonance, and we clicked.
Nice.
If he was a girl, I would probably have married him. But he's not, and he's not my type.
Good propose, yeah. How do you feel working with Joeaby?
I feel like I'm not dealing with in business. We talk like friends. We seek solutions. As you know, the project that we are proposing is not easy. It's a first for Malta, and unfortunately, we are dealing with people from different entities that have absolutely no idea what we're talking about.
And now, at the moment, you are planning to expand your garage or your winery with help of Joeaby, yeah?
We are planning to transfer the wine tasting area from the inside of the winery to a separate entity.
And hopefully, after making this project happen, we will come to show to you about that place.
We can get it ready in a couple of weeks.
Sure.
Once we have the payments.
Once it's ready. Nice. Thank you very much.
So this is a winery. Okay, it's quite a unique winery for Malta. We are at Markasar Winery, TGV. I'm here because Mark is both a friend and a client. Being an architect, our studio is working with Mark to help him build an extension to his wine tasting area. And the reason is the system he's using here is quite unique. It's UNESCO intangible heritage because it's the Georgian Kveivri method. It's thousands of years old. He actually imported the Kveivri, which are the clay vessels from Georgia, installed them here, buried them in sand, and this is how he's making wine. And this kind of system needs to happen with an open top. Being an open top, when you're fermenting, it's something that's alive, generates gases. Even though it's not enough to be lethal, it's still very uncomfortable to be around. So this is the reason why we're working on this project. Ultimately, the project that we are proposing is a structure that is carbon negative. And the reason why it's carbon negative is because we're going to be using natural materials such as wood and hempcrete.
We know that it is important to have a strategic plan for your business. How you are managing your strategic plan, or how you are collaborating, how you are choosing your collaborators?
So number one is go for quality. Always go for quality. At our studio, we tend to shy away from quick doing projects but which do not provide value to society, to the environment. So it's not just about economic. We're always looking at the three pillars of anything. You have the social, cultural, etc., environmental, and economic. If a project does not sustain all three, it's not sustainable, it's not quality, it's not worthy of our portfolio. So at the base of our strategy, this is what we're doing.
Of course, this is not your first client, not for your first collaboration. How did you find your first client in your business? How did you start it?
Well, I think everything happens a little bit organically. When you're in university, you're already meeting people, you have people you know through family, through friends. So our first client was actually a colleague of a colleague, etc.
Networking, yeah? Your network is your net worth.
100%.
Ah, well, nice.
I really believe that it's better to invest in the relationships rather than to just have money in the bank. It's always good to keep good relations.
So you start your journey from your student life. If someone is still studying in a university and in architectural related fields, how they can build up their soft skills or hard skills in order to make their many clients in the future?
Let's forget for a moment soft skills, because that's a very, very, to me, important, sensitive subject. But in order to put yourself in society and bring value so that people will find value in you and commission you for something, I guess you need two things. You'd have to have your own topic, your own subject, your own passion, so to speak. I think it's very important to find your place in society in that sense, because ultimately business is all about people. If you're not going to contribute to society in one way or another, then there is no value and there is no money worth being given to you. So that is number one. Attract the respect, so to speak. And I think getting paid is one of them. It's how you get the respect. So at the end of the day, when you say, I really want to do something, what would you really like to do if you don't really need to think about money or expectations, etc., etc.? What is your passion? So have something that makes you happy. What makes you happy, share it with other people, and that's how it's going to happen.
All right. If you focus on money, you cannot be always in a business. You have to focus on passion, what makes you money.
Yeah. However how much money it might bring you, if you focus on that, you will slowly find your niche, because ultimately it's you design, you discover by doing. And then when it comes to soft skills, I think it's lacking. It's a problem nowadays. A lot of people, even students who teach university or who have workshop, there is a lot of soft skills lacking. Presentation-wise, how you present to people, how you introduce yourself, how you get along, how you handle discussions, and also the little everyday things. I think those are really, really important. And me as a designer, I really believe in that design as an educational tool, as a life tool, is important for everyone. And it gives a lot of soft skills to people in different industries, because it helps you innovate.
You mentioned about assets on your business. How, for example, in your career path, what was your successful year or your successful path that you turned your architectural background to your business asset?
I don't really have a particular moment, because since I was a teenager, I've been providing design services. At 15, I started doing web design and branding. I still do branding, and I even teach fundamentals of branding at university as an extracurricular subject. But then when I started to study at university, I used to help my friends who were in further years, helping them with 3D modeling, or I used to do small interior design projects, slowly. So there was always this sense of not entrepreneurship, but it was more like an initiative, self-employed, because if I'm giving myself a job, it's not business, so to speak. Later on, there was an opportunity to partner up with the partners I have today and to set up a design studio. It was either make it or, pack and go home.
Yes.
So this is when we started in 2017. Started practice together. We incorporated in 2018. So most of the projects that we started at the beginning are still ongoing.
All right.
Okay.
At the moment, with I+A, how many people are in your team?
So we are 7 people. We are actually 5 partners, because everyone has a different expertise. We are 3 architects, software developer, and a steel engineer. And even as architects, myself, I'm more onto urban and policy matters. I also take care of admin and business development. And there's another architect taking care of more construction and fabrication, and another one was strictly on the design direction of the entire studio.
how do you trust your team, or how that trust build up year by year? What you are focusing on building your team?
It happens organic. Establishing the team of partners, it sort of came organically, and there was also a level of friendship that was there before. But in terms of trust, I think no one really is trusting 100%. So it takes time, and there must be an underlying sense of risk, but at the same time, an underlying sense of trust. So then this would grow slowly.
Yeah.
So everything is the first time.
Yeah. But have you ever failed in your business? Or what was like the year you made the less amounts of money, what you were expecting to make more, but unfortunately it ended up with almost nothing?
We're still learning and discovering. Of course, our worst years were the beginning. When you're in the beginning, you're bound to make losses, but slowly there seems to be a steady growth, and our industry is, like I said, slow, but a bit safer. Because since everything is spread out, this is not fintech on certain levels, or the gaming industry where it's a big boom and then a big bust. It's a slow up.
Fluctuates, yeah. You mentioned about diversification of your business, how you are scaling up your business.
So, with regards to scaling up, it's a slow industry. So you cannot really think of scaling up so quickly because the results will take a couple of years. We've tried scaling up by increasing the team, which sometimes works well, sometimes it doesn't. But we're also exploring different methods, like, for example, outsourcing some of our work, teaming up with people from different countries, and like that we can take on large projects ad hoc without opening ourselves to risk.
Approximately, how much can one make in that business?
So,
in a high season or low season,
we don't really have a high and low season. The high and low season would happen in summer, for example. Everyone would come for last minute stuff, but then it would slow down a little bit in the beginning of the year. Like in January, we started off literally between 3 people making 5K, and now it's approximately between 25 and 45 per month. It depends, of course, on the season, but on average it's about there.
Yeah, very nice. Beside of your full-time business, where do you invest your money? Personally or as a business owner?
So as a business itself, at the moment we're investing more and more in expanding our connections so that we can be able to scale up effectively. Personally, at the moment I'm mostly focused on developing the business because it's still young, even though it's a 5-year-old startup going on to scale up. Like I said, the industry, I feel it's a little bit slower, and on the other hand, I invest a lot of time in building relationships with people. So I don't really focus on finance, but I really focus on building relationships with people because I think long term is going to pay off really well.
You travel a lot?
I do travel a lot, yes.
Why do you travel?
For the same reason. The more I travel, the more I learn, the more people I'm meeting, the more I open my eyes to different ideas, different opportunities. I feel now is the time. And then later on, I can shift into more concrete.
So at the moment, what you mentioned, you are in 6-figure as a business owner per year. How did you make your first 6-figure income?
Yeah, so actually it was the first ever project we've done, which was the colonnade in Valletta in front of the parliament. When you're going through City Gate, there is our first public art installation. It was actually a competition for a 150k project. We did it within our first month, 2017. We had no experience, so our inner afraid, terrified selves were saying, may we not get it, at least get the mention prize. But we actually won it, we were successful. It helped us sustain ourselves all throughout our low years, and I guess thanks to that project we're here today.
It's important to have a lawyer if you have a company generating more than 6-figure, yeah?
Yeah.
Especially in the designing industry, you need to know the local law, or maybe in different locality, you have to deal with them.
So I find that in Malta, when you present contracts, it's almost a taboo. I've lost business because I presented a contract as a service contract or some other agreement. It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
I try to also, we have a lawyer and we correspond and we're in contact frequently during the week, but at the same time I made it my business to know what kind of law I need to be looking at, what kind of law is going to protect us or going to expose us, and deal with that directly in collaboration with our lawyer.
Thank you very much, Joeaby. It was really good to talk to you about your business, about your activities, what you are doing, how you are helping for the environment and sustainability business. That's what important for all of us, and also your bright idea how to keep the business. And thank you very much again for your time. I really enjoyed. Thank you. All right.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.